Alrighty, so gonna go over this one with you real quick here. Gonna post on YouTube just so you know, and just for anybody else looking at tubs, this is falls into the category of what we consider like really a non-gradable tub, meaning it's not really at all going to be using an OEM fitting or setting. So in that case, we kind of just price accordingly to what is left on it, what we can cut out of it. And in this case, customer actually was looking for a tub just like this, but nonetheless, even a lower tub, we still want to make sure that when it shows up on his end that he knows exactly what he's getting. It's a lot easier to do that before, and that way if he wants to change his mind and go to something else, he can do that now versus just kind of sticking him with it. So, but the main questions on this for you were, how's the bottom look, which you're going to see here in a second. I'll roll through all that. And then how did the torque pockets, you know, the frame mounts come out as far as these go. And I didn't pull it myself, Jerry did, but he said this thing came right out. The bolts were nice and straight, which is what we were wanting. So we were a little worried just because it had been wheeled in that it might be twisted somehow. And not that it looked that way, it just, you never know. So we're gonna go, there's one thing here to know. Of course I got a call coming in, but I'll have to call him back. The slider on it is of course not factory, and I thought I had a set of them. I don't. I only have the one. So we'll probably just pull that for you so you don't have to mess with it. But nonetheless, you got your front mount here. I gotta put this iPad down before I drop it. It's in my arm. Okay, and then so you got this guy here, and then you got the ones that are a little hidden, which is this guy, and it looks to be that kind of just lines right up. So we'll pull this just to make sure not missing anything onto this side, but that it came straight off, so I assume it's going to be fine. And then of course you got this guy. These are all in really good shape. Even the torque pockets, the bottom's actually not too bad. They've definitely done some trimming on this tub though. So you get this channel here, you can see how they cut this back, maybe for clearancing an axle. It's hard to tell because this is what was under there, but this is definitely not what they had under there. And this actually came from a local guy. I bought a few things from him, and from what I understand is when they built this came out from under it. They put this in the shed or the barn, and then they built this with a full chassis. And so it's hard to say, you know, this by looking at it really had nothing to do with this other than when they got rid of it, this is what the whole thing they brought down for us. So, okay, there's those panels we looked at. So they did cut them out. It doesn't look like it was a rust thing. It looks like maybe clearancing on something again, or possibly, well, I don't know, not tires. That's too far inboard. So, but even the wheel wells through here, it's got holes all over the thing. We knew that. Even these back ones are actually straight. Those came right out. So surprisingly, I was actually kind of surprised to see that one or this one even existent still, because this whole thing looked like it had been trimmed when they did the big old cut here. So, but anyway, and then you got a weird hole here. And again, I didn't see the way that this thing was set up. So they definitely had some things on it that I have no idea what it looked like. But they trimmed that one as well on that channel there. And then of course, same thing over here. Both of these guys, this one's got a little bit of plating in front of it here. Not sure what they were doing there, if they were bracing something, but doesn't look like to be any rust or anything. I'm not, you know, but again, this one's good shape and all straight. And they float, just so you know, if you don't know that, I'm wiggling them around in there. That's actually how all of them are. So, and then you got this side, which doesn't have that rocker on it. And then same thing, clean, nice clean there, good threads, nice clean there, good threads. And then this guy here. And both of these are a little bit angled down, although they did come out straight. But you can see there's easy area to get up in here if you had to push it back down. I don't think it's going to be necessary, but you know, for what they were doing here. And this one is fine, and so is that one. So it's probably some way they had them. I would imagine whatever tube chassis they had is the reason for that. So, and again, I'm not going to go over the top too much because we showed that in that first video. But you know, if you're looking for a tub and want a better tub, or even this customer, if he changes his mind, wants something better grade, that's you know, cleaner. We have those, but I just want to make sure that everybody knows, because I really have prided ourselves, or myself, on tubs and frames for 18 years. And if you see this and you're like, oh, that guy's just moving, well, this is probably one of the most bleaker tubs we've listed. I mean, it's still got good torque pockets, which is nice, and that's, again, was his main objective, but by no means does this represent one of our typical tubs that we sell out here. Most of our tubs are graded A, B, and C, and A being ready basically to paint or use as is, B meaning still no rust, but it's gonna have some body damage. Corners usually are banged up on Bs, maybe lower rocker dings, bigger than a ding, but less than a full-blown dent. And then Cs are gonna require more body work, but still we try to get those into rust-free as well. I really have done, YJs have been so hard to get the last couple of years that we really try to just go after the nice ones and really try to stay away from the real low grades, unless we can get something. In this case, we were going after a few things. We were told the engine's good. We got to check that out today. And then, of course, the AX15, that's the rare one, 9091, and a few other things we can peel off of this thing. So, okay, so I'll get this uploaded. And then if you guys want a quote, or maybe you're in the same situation and want just a wheeler tub, something you can kind of build on, don't really care what it looks like, then definitely give us a shout, because you'll never see one of these listed on the website. But we do have sometimes something like this in the yard. Otherwise, give us a call and we'll take a look at what we do have for YJ tubs. And remember, YJ tubs can be converted to CJ7s, and we might even be able to that might be something you and I can talk about doing, because I got Jim over here, and he's one of our welders, wet fabrication guys. So anyway, if you need a CJ7 tub, we can set you up with a YJ tub that pretty much will bolt on with very little modification. So, okay, 303-666-9020, partsbreakers.com. Thanks.